What's going on, you guys? This is Trent here at Rexburg Motorsports, here to do another machine walk around with you today. Now today, we're going to talk about Polaris's new for 2020, the Polaris Khaos. Now, the Khaos model that I've got here right now is 155, all Khaoses were, but this has got the 800. Now, if you snow check the Khaos, you can get an 850. If you get an in-season model, they've got the 800 available with this setup. Now, today, as we talk about the Khaos, we're going to go over just a little bit what makes it different from the Pro, both in riding experience and the things that they come with. Very, very cool machine that we've got here today. And, you know, I'll tell you, just a couple weeks ago, I got to jump out on one of these, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to go over this machine with you. Now, with this machine, what we're going to do is we're going to start out with, right off the bat, what makes this so much different from the Pro. It all comes down to this rear suspension setup. So this Khaos model, they set up to be a little bit more playful. Now, if you've got to ride back-to-back the Polaris Pro on the AXYS chassis back-to-back with a Skidoo, you'll notice that the Polaris, it takes a little bit more effort to put on its side or to initiate those movements, but it's a lot more planted feeling, and it's a lot more stable as it's holding that edge. Now, with the Skidoo, it's way easy to lay over and way easy to start those initial directional changes, but it's a little bit more tippy, and so a lot of people kind of perceive that as unstable. Now, Polaris is fully aware that there's a difference in how the machines feel, and so actually when they released the Khaos, in their dealer meeting, they talked a lot about, and they actually even showed it on a little bit of a graph. The Polaris, as far as effort to put over, we know it's sitting right about here, whereas the Skidoo is down here. They said with the Khaos, what they really tried to do was they tried to bring it down just a little bit into more the middle, a little bit leaning towards a little bit how the Skidoo is feeling. So it's not as easy as the Skidoo to lay over, but it's a lot easier than the Pro just initially as it's set up right out of the box. They changed the way that the whole rear suspension was set up, as well as what the shocks are doing. They set this rear skid up to do more of the weight transfer when you get onto power. We had another rider that came in here, and he just had a chance to spend some time out on the Khaos. And what he said was, as he was riding it, if he got down on it really hard, he could really, really feel that weight transfer. And he says you could wheelie just about anywhere. He says if you're into playing in, you know, the not super, super tight technical stuff, but you're more into playing in, you know, playing around with your buddies and just having a good time, you know, in the not so scary stuff, he said this was a lot more playful than the Pro. Now, that being said, he said if all day long all he was doing was cutting technical lines to the trees, he'd still go with the Pro. Because the Pro still, where the Pro doesn't have the weight transfer that the Khaos has, and where it's kind of set up to be more stable, he said it was more predictable as he picked lines through the trees. Now, again, though, if all you're looking to do is go out and have a good time and go out and, you know, pop some wheelies, throw your machine around a whole bunch, the Khaos is an awesome, awesome setup for that. Now, Polaris really set this thing up with some good suspension components as well. Right out of the box and right stock, this comes with the Walker Evans Velocity shocks. They're piggyback reservoir shocks, and they've actually got a lot of adjustment that you can do. So you can really tailor this machine to how you ride. If you want a little bit more of that planted, stable feel that the Pro has, you know, turn these shocks in stiffer, and you're going to get more of that feel. If you like the way that the weight transfer is, you know, or if you want a little bit more, you can go a little bit softer, and, you know, you'll be, you know, in wheelie heaven, if you will. So very, very cool setup on this suspension. Now, with the front suspension, you're again with the Walker Evans Velocity shocks. And I'll show you, it's just a little bit easier to show you on this front shock, but on this front shock you can see that there are two dials on this shock body. Now what that is that's high speed compression and low speed compression. So this shock is giving you a lot of adjustment that you can play with to really get this shock set up how you want it to be. If you again want more of the planted stable feel of the Pro model, then you can dial that thing in a little bit stiffer and get a little bit more stability out of this machine. Now I had a chance to get out on these machines, ride a KHAOS this last 2 weeks ago. And I'll tell you, as I was playing around, I didn't get into any of the crazy gnarly stuff, but I was out playing in more of the, easy novice kind of stuff that, suits the type of rider that I am. And I'll tell you, as I was jumping on this KHAOS model and as I was, side heeling and doing that kind of thing, I was really, really impressed with how it was set up. I didn't touch the clickers at all. I enjoyed the playful nature of this chassis, but it is awesome how they set up a suspension package on this to be ready for anybody. The KHAOS is really set up to take the abuse. Now, as far as motors go, again, like I told you, if you snow checked a KHAOS, you could get the 850. Now, the ones that we got here at Rexburg Motorsports for our in-season models are all the 800 models. Now, the 800, that Cleanfire 800 motor, is an awesome motor. Polaris brought this motor out in its current form at 2016. Now, in 2016, that was when they brought out the AXYS chassis, and they went through their motor whole hog, made it ready to go. Now, where it's been around since 2016, we've got a good idea of what this motor is all about. We know that it's quite reliable. We know how it does with bolt-on modifications. And there's a lot of motor shops that know how to really make this thing sing. So I wouldn't be too worried about going with the 800. Those 850s, they're pretty awesome. They've got a lot more response, but you can do a lot of stuff with these 800s. They really respond well to a cam. They respond well to different clutching. They respond well to, more compression, turbos. There's a lot of shops around here that know how to make these things just go, crazy if that's what you're looking for. Now, stock, this 800 has got plenty of response and plenty of power to go out and have a lot of fun. It's still sitting right around that 160 horsepower mark, so it's no slouch. It'll get you up anything that you're wanting to do, and it'll be a blast to play with all day long. Now, Polaris really set this KHAOS up to go and have a good time. Everything from the suspension geometry to the suspension setup to the motor to just the way that this thing handles, and everything is ready to go out and play. If you're looking for a fun machine to get out on, come and take a good, serious look at the KHAOS. This is going to be a blast of a machine, and I'm really excited to hear the feedback from the customers that have come and got it. Polaris also set up this KHAOS with a lot of very cool color combinations that you can only get with the KHAOS. I'll show a couple of those as we go through this, but man, they've got this plum crazy setup right here with a lot of different tunnel and rail color options. We did it with both the black tunnel, with the raw tunnel, with raw rails, with green rails, with black rails, and then they've got black and they've got white. They really set this thing up to stand out from the crowd. But if you want to go and create your own little bit of chaos, come pick up a Polaris KHAOS here from us, or at least take a good serious look at this when you're looking for your next sled. Polaris has got two really, really good options, both with the KHAOS and the Pro. But come check these things out, and we appreciate you watching these videos. If you can, also hit that subscribe button. We'd love to keep you up to date with all the videos that we've got coming out, and we'd love to hear a little bit more feedback in the comment section on what you think about these videos and what you would like to see reviewed. We appreciate you watching this video again, and have a great day.